Alrighty, here we go. Another big surprise yesterday. Anybody want to guess what's in the case? Here we go with another one of these stories. I've not seen this for quite some time. Let's take a look. Looks like this case also has some travel time. So, let me enlighten you. This is something of mine from about 1984. Complete with a hand-built case. So let's get her out here and take a close look. Move over here to the bench. This is a mini guitar that I designed. It actually has a full Gibson 24 and 5/8 inch scale length with a rosewood fingerboard. This was built for a really good customer of mine at the time. This guitar saw a lot of live use in the 80s and 90s. It's been stored for a while, so it's suffering a little damage. So he showed up here yesterday with it. Here we go. Flip it over here and let's check something else out. This is really relative. This is the second guitar I built when I started building guitars professionally. The story here is in 1984 I was laid off during the economic crunch from a music store that I worked at. Basically what it involved was pretty much a kicking out of the nest. Probably one of the best things that probably could have ever happened to me. I worked for a very cool guy at the time that was actually about my age at the time. So I went home from work that evening, informed the wife of what was going on, and instead of being depressed about it, I got out a roll of freezer paper, taped it to the kitchen bar, grabbed a couple straight edges, set of calipers, some parts, and set about designing this little mini guitar. As I am aware of, this is probably one of maybe 4 that survived. I know the prototype was bandsold in several pieces several years ago and disposed of. So let's get into this a little bit, let you know what's going on. Back here we have a Seymour Duncan custom hiding underneath this cover. The Confederate flag, which is a symbol of the guy's band at the time, that was hand painted by me. That's actually a piece of 1/8 inch plexiglass that I had masked the back off and used an X-Acto knife to cut everything out with and airbrush it. So there's a craft project on its own. The aluminum inlays are actually pieces of 1/4 inch pot shafts, from potentiometers, scrap stuff. They actually keyed into an aluminum T-bar section that the neck is built around, so it would never have to be adjusted. It was meant to be a very simple built instrument, readily available materials. The guitar is entirely built out of poplar. The body and neck's both poplar. The only thing that's not poplar on this guitar, it's wood, is the rosewood fingerboard. It's neck through body construction. You can see the carves here on the back. Of course, Strat hardtail type bridge. So there you go, Schaller tuners. At the time, this was a $350 guitar. So there you go. Just another piece of the history from the shop. As I mentioned earlier, the whole layoff thing was a bittersweet issue. Like I say, he kicked me out of the nest. His plan was actually to let me use the shop space in the store to run my business out of, so that it still looked like he had a full service shop there, but he was actually setting me up very well for my own business. So I have to thank Mr. Bill for that, I think. So anyway, there's another one of those strolls down memory lane. Never know what's going to pop up in here. He wants me to restring this and get it cleaned back up a little bit so he can play it some more. It's been in storage. It's got some issues with the finish. It's probably not been stored in very good conditions. To give you an idea again about the size of this guitar, it's not very big. Very comfortable. I had a very good player in the shop yesterday when he brought it in. As soon as Rick left, I looked at this guy and said, check this out, tell me what you think. So I handed him the guitar while I was waiting on a couple other customers. About 5 minutes later, I got back to him. He's sitting there in the corner just drilling this thing. And I said, are you used? I said, how long is it going to take you to get used to that? He says, I'm used to it. He says, it felt like home the minute I picked it up. So there you go. Kind of makes me feel a little bit better about the whole thing. Now, where's my can of lacquer thinner and my lighter? So anyway, I'm going to clean this up for the guy and let him pick it back up after a while. So just wanted to fill you in on another one of those things. Till next time, play nice, be well. I'll see y'all later.